Come on down, kids. Come on down. Come on down. It's almost Easter. Let's get wild and crazy. Come on down. Oh yeah. There you are. There you are. Come on in, everybody. Gather around the fire. Gather around. That's better. Just like that? Is that good? Is that better? Everybody good now? All right. Come on in, kids. We're going to have a good time tonight. We are going to fuck shit up. In the most loving way possible, I promise. Well, hopefully. Hopefully the most loving way possible. Come on in. Tap the screen. Give a little tappy tap. Use your fingers. Because TikTok tells me that when you tap the screen, it gets more viewers. So we definitely want some people to come in here. Because, like I stated moments ago, we're going to fuck shit up. These shades are funky. Hot mother, sweet, buttery baby Jesus. I figured it would be fitting tonight to talk about Jesus, Who is Jesus? Since it's all Easter tomorrow, It's like Super Bowl Sunday in Christianville. Everybody's getting all excited. They're starting to get tingly, Is Jesus going to rise from the dead again? Oh, God, I can't wait. Get stoked. Get stoked. So fucking stoked. But I figured, why not talk about Jesus? Like, who was this dude? Who was this Jesus dude, right? Everybody, just prepare yourselves, right? Prepare yourself to, rest in. You might want to make some tea. You might want to get a glass of water. Get a glass of water. I know Ricky's going to show up and remind us to drink our water. So, everybody, let's just start with a little hydration. Maybe if we get crazy enough, we'll turn this to wine, but I'm not that good, so... I can help people come from death to life, emotionally speaking, but I am not that good, you know what I mean? Another great prophet, yep. Also, as you're practicing self-care, ooh, there's some goop on this one. Get your chapstick, guys. It's important, You gotta stay moisturized. Jesus wants you to keep your lips moist. Because how can you, spread love? How can you preach love like he was preaching without properly moisturized lips? This is just a thing of the meat suit, a thing of this plane, a thing of this dimension. You gotta take care of it. Actually, I don't know. You don't have to take care of it. You can totally be miserable, but it's just nicer when your lips are, moistened. You ever think about that? It's important. All right, come on in. Who was Jesus? Another great prophet? Yes, I like that. Okay, how about you guys? Who was Jesus? We're talking like the Jesus Christ man, you know what I mean? Like Jesus the Christ. Josh the Christ. Yeshua. Son of Joseph and Mary. Yeshua in Yiddish? Is that what, it's the son of man? He was the son of a man. Well, there's stories tell you about other versions of parenthood, which gets weird. It's like, poor Mary, like that must have been freaky. If you think about it. Nobody ever wants to think about that, though. Can you imagine? You're like 15, You're 15. You're just doing your thing, right? Just doing Mary shit. Like, dun, 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 just being Mary. And then all of a sudden you're knocked up, right? It's like, I swear I was just like doing my thing, and then bam, you're knocked up. That must have sucked. false prophet based on biblical standards. Okay, that's okay. Someone could look at Jesus like that. The faith part is hard sometimes and weird, but it works for me. You are an interesting fellow. Thank you. Thank you very much. The faith part is hard. And I get that. I did that for a long time. 30-something years of devout faith. Oh, I was very devout. Oh, so devout. I read my Bible through every year. Went to seminary. Memorized large swaths of scripture. All the swaths. It's horrible. Okay. Hey, y'all. He has risen in you yet? Yeah. What's going on here? We're talking about Jesus, you know? How did you get so burnt? Am I burnt? Is there a filter on here? Let me see. I was out in the sun today. It's on original. Here, maybe this will make it worse or less. I don't know. Sometimes these filters get all wackadoo. I like it on the original one because, see, look at that. If I adjust that, then I look burnt. I was out in the sun. I'm just going to put it on none. There's none. I took a big long ride to Carlsbad today on the bike. Bought a new skateboard. Oh, it was great. How many of you guys were here for the ride? Your glasses match your eyes. Okay. So y'all believe in God. Interesting. Oh. Who said anybody believes in God? Yeah. I believe in God. But who's God, you know? Like, what kind of God are you believing in? Are you believing in God, like man God with a face and a tidy beard, or maybe slightly unruly beard? Are you believing in that version of God? Because that version of God is just an idol of man. Because if God is omnipotent and omnipresent and within all things and of all things, like it says right here in the holy, holy book, then God's this plant, you know? God is this guitar. God is the vibration of this very bowl. You hear him? He's all up in this bitch. So, whenever we put a face on God and we say, oh, this is what God is, you know, give him a nice little beard to make him look kind of majestic, you know. Should have had a mustache if you're asking me. That's something I could believe in. It's just an idol. It's just an idol of you. Jesus is the standard of humanity. I believe we should try our best to incorporate into our lives. I like that. You heard him in the bowl? Side hustle dude knows what's up. Can you hear him right here? All those vibrations, those resonance. You owe it to your fans to tell us if you eat eyelids. Eat eyelids. Yeah. God is everywhere. I like that. Who is God? We'll back it up a little bit. We were going to talk about who is Jesus, but who is God, you know? God is everywhere. If God is in all things and of all things and omniscient and omnipresent, and God is a lot like this shirt, you know? The light, there's the light. Oh, but there's the dark. Because he would be everything. He would be all things. Everything. Moisturize eyelids? Yeah, I definitely moisturize my eyelids sometimes. Out there somewhere. Okay, now we have the picture of God as a man or a sentient being. God is love. I like that. Now, if you think of the Christian version of God is love, don't believe that. Because, even here, you could go to 1 John, what is it? 4:18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves punishment, and the one who fears is not perfected in love. So God is without fear. If Jesus is a Jedi, then you are a Sith. Well, if God is all things, like this shirt, darkness and light, it takes a Sith to have a Jedi. You can't have a Jedi without a Sith, you know? can't have light without the dark. It doesn't work. It's not possible. It would be indefinable. It would be nothingness. Anyone who claims to know does not. We cannot imagine what is more complex. That is because we are imagining from a space of ego. We are imagining from a space of alpha brainwaves. Our senses come in, you know, sight, touch, taste, smell, hearing. And we perceive the world around us based on our experience and our context and our conditioning. Oh, that is what this is. Meanwhile, everybody's different. Everybody sees green a little different. Everybody sees red a little different because your rods and cones are shaped differently, just like your fucking nose is shaped differently. So it's always a little different. And if you say, oh, this is the way it is, then you limit the very God that you were trying to say that you understand. You put a real tight black line around him, and that is always in fear. And just like 1 John, 4:18 says, perfect love casts out all fear. And so to demand that it be one thing, you limit the very nature of God that you are trying to celebrate. Free will is the epicenter of what God encapsulates in our universe. Okay, well then what's free will? You are a magnetic being. Like literally, all of your atoms have a magnetic field of energy that stick together and that are influenced and will always go towards the path of least resistance, just as far as electronic current works, like electrons, like jumping atom to atom. So do you have free will? Or are you just doing the things that your atoms do on some meta level? Or is your free will a matter of ego, a matter of understanding in those alpha brainwaves? Through your sense, your weak little sense. And that's like less than 10% of our energetic experience when you look at brainwaves. What does it feel like? Because that's the rest of it, at 90%. Finite human monkey mind cannot fathom the infinite, truly. Balance? But is it balance? If it just is. Do you need to balance? Because saying that it is balance, one way or the other, implies that one is wrong and one is right. And to have God, to have the whole, to have this infinite, how can you say one is wrong and one is right? So you just lost your vape, got really mad about it. Okay. I mean, yeah. Seems like something you'd be mad about. It was a nice vape. The ability to act is one's own discretion. Well, here's the funny thing about acting. We do all kinds of things, just like Jap Flax just lost his vape and got mad, right? Why would you get mad, right? It's just a vape. No big deal. But he got mad. He didn't try to get mad, but he got mad. What's up, Bree? He's just going to quit now. Okay, cool. Maybe that was, like life leading in the right direction. But mad is the nervous system. Mad is a feeling. Mad is a concept. Ugh. Mad is nothing but a bunch of hormones getting injected into your nervous system from your endocrine system to give you a particular sensation. That sensation then goes to your egoic understanding and says, here is the concept. I am mad. So, did he have free will? Or did he just get mad? You guys got to think about this stuff. It's Easter Eve. What's up, Bree? God is the space between thoughts. Ooh, I like that. I like that. You change your PFP back? What's a PIF? Bree? PFP? Hey, Daniel, happy to be here. How is your head and heart feeling today? Oh, it's great. The head has been just part of it, just lets all the things. Oh, profile picture. Thank you, Bree, for changing that back, because I didn't know. I was like, who is this PIF? You went through a few of those, I noticed. You went through a few of those. Just keep it on that. It's all good. Nobody actually cares what it looks like because it's this big. It's just like a thing of, egoic what's it called when you recognize something? It's recognition. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Words are good. My head is great. My heart is feeling open and free. in a space of love with all things, we no fear. Because, like Jesus says, perfect love casts out all fear. I am free. I saw the whole live heading, who is Jesus? So I came in thinking there might be incoming. Oh, there's incoming, motherfuckers. You stick around, Brian. You just wait. Somebody's going to show up. Can you say hi to my niece, Paloma Rodriguez? Hello, Paloma Rodriguez. How are you? I'm really glad you're here. If you're watching this, I love you. And I hope you're having a really wonderful night or day, depending on where you are on this earth. Because it's different in different places. God is there for you to discover internally. Anybody who tells you who God is externally a projection. Yep. Which bracelet, Kenny? We got different ones here. So, hey, where's Ryan at? Ryan better drop in tonight because Ryan had a first date last night. You guys remember that, right? Both, Kenny, dude. You're so greedy. Let me tell you a little story. This one is from this gal named Beth. This is the first gal I ever dated after I was divorced. I didn't know what I was doing. Really lost to the whole figuring things out shit. But she was a little a jeweleress. I made that word up, but it sounds good. A female jeweler, a jeweleress. And she did this out of one piece of copper. See how it's folded? It's fold formed. And then she hit it with a little hammer and stuff and made this nice little bracelet. When it gets hot, it turns my wrist a little green, so I have to spray it with I have a enamel just for metal, clear. So just spray it, keep a little insulation there. The other bracelet is one Sarah got me, we had a client in town. Look at this hippie one. It's got a little crystal on it. That's how you know you're a hippie. If you got a crystal in your bracelet, look at that thing. Yes. I had a client in town for healing work, and we went to the hippie store after. We were walking around Encinitas, enjoying the sunshine, integrating, and we found these little bracelets. So Sarah got me this one. I was like, you pick them out, Sarah. She was like, you are Earth. You are the protector. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. So she got me this one, which are the stones, that kind of shit. And then she got one that was the ocean. And then also for our client was the ocean, the flow, all the things. So those are the two bracelets. Love your stuff. I love your stuff. And you, hello. Do you believe in crystals? If you do, you have evidence for belief? I mean, as far as my perceived reality goes, I mean, that's a crystal. I believe in this guitar in this sense of, here on this earth, in this plane of understanding. So yeah, I believe in crystals. Look at it, motherfucker. It's right there. It's hard to miss. It's a rock. I believe in crystals, okay? Fine. What made me disconnect from the church? Oh, supernatural, that's right. Well, yeah, hell yeah. Everything's kind of supernatural, right? I mean, crystals are very natural. They come out of the earth's butt, It gets in there, gets them real hot, takes a bunch of silica and stuff and just jams it together, and then out the little crystal hole goes little crystal, and you pick it up. I think that's where they come from. So that's pretty super and natural. All at the same time. They're supernatural. Hello. I believe in oxygen, yeah? Dude, I'm glad you're here and you love this. I feel like people misinterpret Jesus' teachings. Oh, yes. Woo! But we're talking about crystals right now. Because here's the thing about crystals. Everything has a particular vibration to it. Seeing as that we are energy, we are an atomic structure. There's a little vibration to everything. In fact, this bowl, when I ding it with the ringer, right? You hear that? That vibration? I use this as an example because you can perceive it through your ego, your lens of understanding. You hear shit, you see it, and then you go, oh, that's a dinger and a ringer, You can understand that because you're simple. But you hear the vibration. Now, if you understood what a vibration was, a hertz, a frequency, you would understand that the edge of this bowl is vibrating at approximately 433 times a second, which I checked it on the spectrum analyzer, and that's what it's at. Relative, because it's not perfectly geometrically perfect, so it's sort of a relative frequency. It oscillates around a little bit, and also once you hit it, then there's the whole advent of, physics where the energy starts to dissipate, but it settles in right at about 433 times a given second that the edge of this little motherfucker oscillates, right? Does a thing. You can't see it because the frame rate of TikTok and stuff like that, and this whole thing's being beamed through space, so just calm the fuck down. But it has a frequency. Even when it's sitting here and you can't hear it, it still has a frequency. Maybe that's different than the molecules of the brass and things like that. That is different. But you break it down to the molecules of the brass and stuff that it is made out of, and they have a particular frequency. I mean, how do you think the whole little molecule of brass forms from those atoms sticking together? Because they have a particular frequency that magnetically attract to each other, and then those little particles go click, click, and all of a sudden it's brass, motherfuckers, yay! And then we give it to some kids in Vietnam in a sweatshop, and they hammer it all out, and they sell it to tourists, Right? And there's a vibration. So crystals have a natural vibration to them. They have a natural frequency to them. That's how quartz radios work. That's how this guitar pickup works, right here. Piezoelectric crystals in here. It picks up the vibration. It picks up the kinetic input of a string vibrating at a particular frequency, and it transmits that data into a digital, well, not a digital signal, it's still an analog signal, but it actually creates an electric impulse. So that's pretty supernatural, right? That's very super and very natural at the same time. So crystals, you might be talking about the crystal chicks, the hot stretchy yoga girls that love buying a lot of crystals. I love that shit. They think it's going to change their life. It doesn't. Because the magic in a crystal is not the input that the crystal will give you, but the magic that you can find within the crystal. When you slow your mind to a point of finding all of the beauty and the magic in everything around you, and you go, damn, look at this little motherfucker. That is magical. And then all of a sudden your life is magic. And da-da-da, crystals. I'm glad you adore me. I adore you. I'm glad you're here. I'm doing documentary over sound healing, and I'm so happy to stumbled upon this. Oh, you're doing a documentary? Can I get on your documentary and talk about frequencies? I love sound healing. I had a sound healing experience. We're going to talk about Jesus. In fact, we're talking about Jesus right now. So just don't be a dick. I got this new mug that says don't be a dick, and I really like it. Okay. The best possible TikTok out there. Thank you. My little heart went pitter-patter. Are we talking about Jesus? Jesus loves you. Happy Easter. Yeah, Jesus loves me. Hell yeah. Preternatural? Who's Preter? And why is he so natural? I feel the vibe every time I pick up a crystal. Okay, yeah. So there you go, Brenda. You get tapped in with there. They have a particular vibration. And you're like, you get tapped in with that to find the magic in it. And you're like, damn, I feel that. I mean, I feel this thing in the ringer when I ding it. I can literally feel it in my hand. It's a vibration. It's a frequency. Ta-da! This mug, don't be a dick, I believe you can buy it from a company called Toot. Because it says it right there. It just says Toot. That's all I know about it. Look up Don't Be a Dick Diner Mug from Toot. I bought it at Station Salon when I was getting my hair cut. I saw this there and I was like, hell yeah, I want that mug. And I bought it some stupid pomade that was way too expensive, and I really like the over-the-counter stuff way better than some salon stuff they tried to sell me. Totally concur on best TikTok. I'm glad you guys like the stuff. I'm stoked. You have the same pink chakra chart as the one on your shelf. Yeah, this is a great one. Whoosh. If you want to learn like simple shit about chakras, oh, it's the chakra guide. Look at that. I like this series that whoever puts these out, if you want to just kind of like intro to bullshit, you know, you're like, what's this bullshit they're talking about? Chakras? They just kind of lays it all out with some pictures and stuff. Here's some frequencies and things. This one's nice. I have a couple other books on chakras that I've read in depth on, but this is a really good one. Look at that. You got them on horses and things. Bet you didn't know that. Anyway. That's a good series of stuff. Well, you talk about your sound healing experience. Yes. You guys want to talk about that? It's Jesus. It's the same as Jesus. Did I attend college? Where have you learned most of your stuff? No, I didn't do well in school at all. I just never got that. It was way too slow for me. So I didn't, I was just like playing guitar. And I attended college a few times, but I always ended up dropping out because it sucked. The only one I ever liked was aviation maintenance technology. Learning about airplanes and things. Oh man, it was so good. Learning all the physics of airplanes and trigonometry of wings and airfoils and stuff like that, and how carburetors and Venturi's and Benelli effects works and stuff. It's like all of how life works. Like you have to really get a good grasp on physics to make an airplane fly. And so that was a really fun course. I never went to be an airplane mechanic because there's way too much paperwork involved, but I really enjoyed the course. I think Jesus would appreciate my sense of humor too, right? I really think so. Like, I feel it. I get the whole, like, people are like, oh, Christ consciousness and, like, feeling it. When I was a Christian, I was the opposite of this mug, right? I was a dick. I was like, no, it's got to be this way. And now I look at it and I'm like, damn. Like, sorry, J-Dog. Like, didn't mean to get up in your bitch like that, you know? Until you study massage, yeah. Yup. Guys, you know what's embarrassing about this? I've only been going for 43 minutes and I already got to pee. This is what we're going to do. You guys are going to talk amongst yourselves. And then we're going to pick a topic. One is sound healing. We'll talk about my sound healing experience after I crashed down a one well. And it actually did some things for my actual physical meat suit. Oh, you're looking at some Reiki. I'm a Reiki. 2, we can talk about, like, where did Jesus come from? 3, we can talk about, like, crystals. I don't know. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Make some tea while you're at it, you know? Here, I'll play you a song while I'm gone. Is everybody being good to each other? You guys being cool? I'm gonna turn the hot water on for tea. Everybody take a drink of water. Still here. Still here, guys. Don't freak out. Everything's okay. Everything's just fine. Life is exactly the same as it was in every single other moment. Can't do a fucking thing about it, you know, just live your life. And we're back. Did you guys decide what we're going to talk about yet? What are we going to talk about? Let's get serious. Ooh, unconditional love. Yes. That's right in the Jesus vibe. Yeah. Ooh, other medicinal. On interested in any of those subjects. Yeah, what are you taking for medicinals? Are you doing some cannabis? Are you doing some who is in charge of the tea? Are you doing some psilocybin? 3, 2, fuck, so many. This is Jesus, which likely who would most definitely have some sort of intentions as you. Yeah. Probably. No, there was a Jesus guy. Like, there was definitely a man in history, right? Now, there's been this whole Jesus character multiple times throughout history. There's plenty of research. I have this one book called The Jesus Mysteries. Yeah, that's what it's called. And there's there's runes of Jesus on a cross from thousands of years before Jesus was around, you know what I mean? It's fascinating, like carved in stone. So it's not Jesus the man that this little thing is based off of as a means of political control by the Roman Catholic Church, which was Rome, which was a 1,000-year reign. You guys have heard me rant about that shit before. But the Spirit of Christ, what was that all about, you know? And that was love. That was literally why the Roman Empire was crumbling. That was why they persecuted all of the Christians. That was why 1 John 4:18 was written. In fact, let's read that verse again. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out all fear, because fear involves punishment. Think about the Christians of the time being thrown to the gladiators, into the lion pits as a persecution, right? Read it from that perspective. There is no fear in love, and Jesus was teaching them to be love, and the reason they were getting thrown in the pits was because they were being loved, and as soon as you're loved, you don't give a fuck about the man. Then you're not paying your taxes anymore, and they don't like that, you know? There is no fear in love. But perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves punishment. And those who fear are not perfected in love. Yeah, feel free to have Jesus help you. Like that Spirit of Christ. For sure. Who's in charge of the tea? Just me. Just me. My lovely Sarah is not here. She got her kids back from, they were at their dad's in Nashville for spring break. So she got them today. She was all stoked. Sent me some pictures. The cuties. I wish I was there with them. Going for tea and other medicinals. If you have religious trauma, say I. Yeah, well, I'm over it. But definitely had a bunch of that. Can you chat about unconditional love? Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Unconditional love. Look at all of these eyes for religious trauma. We're going to talk about the sound healing, but definitely a lot of religious traumas up in this bitch. I've not had any visceral metaphysical experiences with Jesus specifically, right? Mostly because, what's up, Caitlin? Yo, how's your internet connection tonight? Good? What type of music do I enjoy playing? Just this kind of stuff. Just like fucking around. And if I had a choice, I'd be in probably like an emo rock and roll band. Just real thrashy like. It just takes a lot of work to get a band going, and nobody cool is 40-something years old, and the kids don't know what real rock and roll is like. So I'm just a man alone. I'm a man by myself. I just play my own guitar, you know. Feeling something strongly with somebody, but they're not ready. Generally speaking, when we feel something strongly with somebody and we say, I feel this strongly, it's us trying to fill a space within ourselves of self-love, to say, you're completing me, right? So get to work on yourself, completing that, because your demand for them to fill that space is a judgment of them. It is not love. Tea's almost ready. It is not saying, I accept you fully and completely within and of who you are. That's definitely the T, guys. Give me a second. Oh, fuck. Calm it down. Just, jeez. Peppermint chocolate or... Yeah, let's go peppermint chocolate. Okay, so anyway, with love and stuff, feeling something strongly. Like if you want that person to show up, you really dig their vibe, right? You want them to show up. Your need for them to feel you is the very thing that is pushing them away. That is saying, I need you to change. I need you to be something different. And that's not love. That's a demand. That's a judgment. So if you really truly love them, you have to accept them. Because the very energy of you needing them to change is the very energy of pushing them away. And if it is to be, if your atoms are all worked up to a point where they are synonymous and you are on the same energetic path, there is no force. There is only flow. Woo! Sorry about that. You guys tracking with that? You guys tracking with that? Caitlin, you're going to do singing bowls for the people? Everybody follow Becoming Kate. She's awesome. She's really super, super person. Are you going to do singing bowls? I'm going to show up for that, Caitlin. What time? Resonates? I see what you did there. Resonates? $8 p.m.? 8 p.m. Pacific. Caitlin, I'm going to be on at 8 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be like a TikTok gang fight. And we love each other. Caitlin. God. Maybe I won't be on. You never know. Okay, listen. Follow Becoming Kate. Right there. Right? I am... Oh. Maybe I'll go see Sarah and the kids. I will not go on tomorrow. Tomorrow? What day is today? Saturday? Tomorrow's Sunday. Caitlin, I will not go on. So just so, like, Brenda here, Brenda from Vegas, and a couple people that follow both of us will watch your shit. That's how much I love you. No, Caitlin, I'm not going to do it. I will not go on. You got to do all the resonant frequencies with your sound bowls and your hippie shit. It's important. I refuse. I will lay down on the ground. I will not. I won't even breathe. I will just remove my life force from this earth just so you can have some sound bowls. You know what I mean? That's true. I might be full of mushrooms after church. We decided we're not going to the bullshit church. We're going to go to a different church and worship. Yay! See, Ghee Butter's going to be all up in that bitch. Get all sound bowly and stuff. Yeah, let her sound bowl. Let Caitlin... Everybody follow Caitlin. She's awesome. Super cool. She'll ding a sound bowl for you. She'll probably be on mushrooms. Won't you, Caitlin? Caitlin. I know you're going to be on mushrooms. I don't even have to ask. So let me tell you about this time that Jesus healed me on sound bowls. Man, that was really just, I started playing something in a minor and it was like, it's really kind of dark, you know? That's kind of nice. So there I was, riding my one wheel, just way too fucking fast. I was just going way too fast. I ate shit right into the ground. the ground comes up so fast when you're going like 20 miles an hour. Oh, God. I was even going to a sunset dance party, right? I was ripping down there. I was like, there's going to be a bunch of girls dancing, and I will be there. You know what I'm saying? I will be at this dance party. So I take off from my house. Maybe back the story up a little bit. Back it up. Back it up. Before I crashed, I was like, I'm going to this dance party. Sunsets, beautiful day. So what does Daniel do? What does Daniel do? God, fucking idiot. Despite the fact that I'm riding a one wheel on the asphalt. Just because it's a nice day, what do? I decide to take my shirt off, right? Oh, that'll be a good idea. You don't want to get like just moderately sweaty. You want to feel the wind in your chest hair, so I take my shirt off, right? There I am, sailing down the road, just ripping ass, like just like hauling. No shirt. I remember this moment. I distinctly remember this moment. Overpowered that little thing, and also I had a fresh battery, so I was like, I can go real fast. I don't have to worry about it, you know. No, you got to worry about it on a one wheel, because a one wheel is self-balancing, gyroscopically guided death machine. Oh, that little motherfucker. It'll kill you so fast, you know. It tells you when it's about to kill you. Like, it really does. It gives you a warning. It pushes the nose up and says, I'm going to kill you if you try to go any faster than this. Nope, didn't listen. So the nose goes down onto the asphalt. I'm still on this thing, mind you. But I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a helmet, luckily, because I'm not an absolute fucking idiot. I did hit my head on that crash, so I'm glad I was wearing a helmet. That probably would have been worse. And I tried to ride it out, right? The nose, 20 miles an hour, probably 25 at that point, because I was on a flat with a fresh battery. Cliff, dude, let me get back to your grandma in the hospital. I can't, don't distract me from the energy of this story. But know that I love you, okay? So I just eat shit, right? Oh, I tried to run it out. I tried to slow it down, right? So I'm like grinding it out. Hopefully, like I can recover, because I've recovered from some nosedives before. Going real fast. Couldn't do this one. Slings out on me sideways. Try to run it out. You know, I'm probably going 20, maybe a little 18 miles an hour. You can't run out 18 miles an hour. It's real fast. So I take a couple steps, and this one wheel, right? 30 pounds. 27 and a half, basically, but 30 pounds. Comes rocketing right into my Achilles tendon, my favorite one, too, right? The right one. I just assumed that it's my favorite because it was so colossally painful that I didn't even think about the other one at that point. Just fucked it right up. And I go rolling on, sliding on the ground, all thrashing about like an idiot, no shirt. Remove like 80% of the skin on my body, you know? All of my favorite parts. Just gone. You know, no more skin. Nope. Just blood. That's the only thing left. Just blood and meat. Tear myself all up. I even ripped my fanny pack. Oh, I was kind of pissed about that, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Tore it all up. It's a nice one too. It was a really nice fanny pack. And I got up. There were some neighbors out. They're like, "Are you okay?" I was like, I was so mad at myself for doing it. Because I knew better. I was so mad at myself. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm gonna be okay." Like, fuck. Went stomping off, and I was like, okay. I got about 3 minutes before the pain really kicks in here. So I'm gonna try to ride home. So I rode home, because I was pretty close to home. I made it home. And every time I crash, I figure, look, I'm either fucked up or I'm not. Like, what's another 15 minutes? You know, as long as I'm not bleeding out. So I'm gonna sit down and meditate. I'm gonna check my body. I'm gonna check in with my body, see what's really broken. You know, see if anything's actually broken. See if I'm having like internal bleeding or something like that. You know, because I mean, it's a fuck show when you crash going that fast. It's really. Oh, and not the good kind of fuck show. Like, not like a nasty one, you know? So I sit down and meditate, and I could not do it. I was so much pain. My whole body was like, fuck you, bro. And I was like, fuck you, body. It was like, fuck you. Fuck you, you know? And then I ended up, on this very rug I'm sitting on, curling up in a little ball and just being like, oh. Just like in agony, you know? Nothing was broken, I was okay. So I show up to the meditation circle the next morning, right? No, I showed up at the dance party. I was like, I'm not missing this dance party. All right, this is a sunset dance party with a lot of girls, you know? I'm not missing this. And also, I couldn't reach all the spots on my body where skin had been removed. So I grabbed all the Band-Aids I owned, you know? And I owned a lot of them because this happens on a regular thing, you know? And my kids get all beat up too from eating shit, so this Band-Aid's kind of a Band-Aid household. But I didn't have the big ones. I needed to go restock on some big ones, you know? So I just put a shirt on. I took a shower because I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to like wash some of this blood off. And I took a shower, and that was very painful. Oh man, when you get some water on those places that are torn up, try to scrub the asphalt out of them, you know. That's very painful. So I just put a shirt on. I was like, I can't even bandage all these spots. Like, I'm just bleeding. I can't even reach them. I need help. So I just put a shirt over it, a gray shirt. I chose well. I was like, blood's not going to show through this that bad. And then I went to CVS or whatever it was, Rite Aid or something, and I bought more bandages. I'm trying to remember if this is the same crash. Yeah, this was the same crash as the sound healing. I'm getting to the sound healing, guys. Don't worry. And I show up at the sunset dance party. But everybody's dancing, so... No, I got worked on first. I went limping up, and I was probably pretty white because I was probably still kind of in shock. Well, I texted a couple friends like, hey, I might need some help with some bandages. And I show up, and they're like, oh God, Daniel, what did you do? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Just put the bandages on, you know? I take my shirt off and they're like, oh, Daniel, like, stop doing this, you know? Don't do this to yourself. And I was like, I can't stop, you know? I can't stop doing this to myself. I had no thought of not one-wheeling, mind you. I was still going to one-wheel. So they patched me up. Some random lady was doing Reiki on my ankle, which got hit with the Achilles. Like, I'm lucky I didn't sever that thing. My leg is all twitching around. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's good. Don't worry. Just keep doing it. And then I was like, I gotta move my body. Otherwise I'm gonna get all stiff. I gotta like keep moving this thing around. So I went to the dance party. I didn't like really go for it, but there's so many cute girls and stuff that I just, you know, I just kind of danced it out for a little while. And they're giving me hugs, and I'm like, ouch, oh, wow, don't do that. But I worked it out, and it was fine. And then I went to the movie night with everybody in the grass in Dano's backyard, which was really nice, you know. I ate some popcorn. Went home. And then the next morning, I was like, I'm going to the meditation circle. Nothing's going to stop me. I am going to this motherfucking meditation circle. Because I hadn't missed a day, you know? I hadn't missed a day for like nearly a year, every morning. And then the next morning, I'm still pretty beat up looking. I got, bandages all over my arms. And my friend Jay Han's like, Daniel, what did you do? And I was like, oh, I just crashed the one wheel again, like normal day. She's like, can I give you a sound healing? And I was like, yes. I'd like that. Because there's nothing you can do at that point, right? I already got the bandages on. Nothing's broken. I'm not bleeding out, So I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do a sound healing. It sounds fun. So she invites some people over to her house that night. She gets her bowls out, she's got this cute little round carpet thing. Little moons and stuff, real witchy like. Probably put some crystals out and some candles. I'm just gonna take a tea break. Oh shit, you're playing along, okay. Yeah, play along at home. Grab an instrument, we're just in an A minor here. A minor, E minor, easy. Sorry, Clifford, I didn't mean to fuck you up there. I wanted a tea break. So I lay down on the couch, right? After some very gentle hugging with everybody, like hello, ow. And Jahan prepares to do her witchery. Right? She's got all the bowls, root to crown, all of the chakra bowls, color coded even. The nice crystal ones, the good ones, each in its own individual case. She gets her little witch wands out. I call them the dingers for the ringer, but witch wands. I lay back on the couch, preparing to be basked in sound waves to heal my broken frame. Not broken, but severely ground up, like just ground beef. Horrible. She starts her witchcraft, right? These things are humming. Binaural beats are happening, dissonant frequencies. What's actually happening in that process when you hear the different tones, when you hear one particular frequency and another particular frequency, your brain has to do math to figure out what frequency it's actually listening to. It crosses the median line of your brain, right? It's the same thing with like trauma care, bilateral breathing, EMDR, stuff like that. It's a pretty cool process. So your brain's doing a bunch of math, but you're just kind of relaxing and trying not to shit yourself because it sounds so weird. And I'd fall asleep, right? Typical Daniel. All ground up. I just fall asleep. I'm not really asleep, kind of in that like meditative, like where am I? Half asleep, half alive sort of thing, all ground up. Just laying back on the couch. And she had started at the root. She was playing all of them, but she started like focusing on root and worked up to crown, which is the chakra system. This, right? Root, that red one, sacral, orange, solar plexus, yellow, heart, green, throat, what does this one say? Blue, third eye, purple, crown, kind of purple amethyst going into white. All of these energy centers are part of the spectrum of light. We just call them these colors because they have a particular resonant frequency in our body. It's just your nervous system. Don't get all weirded out by it, but you get the idea. So she starts at the root and she goes up to crown. And it finishes, so I'm like, I was sort of half asleep, out of it, and I'm like, whoa, like, what's going on here? And it was a nice night, it's like typical Encinitas night, like 70 degrees. No reason to be sweaty. My body is perfectly dry. Perfectly dry. Everything's very comfortable. Except for the ground beef part. That wasn't comfortable. And all of the aching points where I had smashed into the ground, rolled. Ugh. But my head, I was like, what the fuck? And I was all sweaty and I sat up and it was like, just sweat was just dripping down from the top of my head. Pouring down. I was just my head was just sweaty as shit. And I was like, what in the actual witchcraft fuckery is going on here, Nobody knows. But what I figured out was this. I had taken such a kinetic input from that grinding into the asphalt at 25 miles an hour and just thrashing about, that what I believe had happened was all of my atoms were so worked up, because depending on how fast the thing is spinning up, it's like a stronger field of atomic energy. And then as the electrons, they're not always spinning at the same rate, the little electrons around the nucleus. And so when you're in a state of ease, they're like, it's like less, it's like gentler. And when they're a state of spun up, that's when you have like inflammation in your body too, on this meta level. And so I think what happened was the kinetic input from me thrashing about on the ground at, 25 miles an hour like a fucking idiot had just agitated my body. And of course, inflammation everywhere, like in my joints, everywhere I'd hit, bam, smashing, like that's just kinetic input. It's energy, right? And energy you cannot be destroyed. It just changes form. So that energy of that forward motion, that velocity of me at 200 pounds smashing into the ground and flopping about has to change form somehow. So it goes into my atomic structure, spinning around. Just all worked up. Inflammation. And then as Jahan was doing her little witchcraft with her sound bowls, it was like it worked through my body and soothed this inflammation. But by the time it got to my crown, because all of that energy, all of those particular frequencies are very like calming. That's why you guys like it when I ding the ringer, You're like, oh, that does sound nice. Oh, like something about that is nice. Feel it. Oh, it's totally outrageously speculative. But what else could this be but witchcraft, right? Which is outrageously speculative. And then it works its way up. And it's, where does it go? It didn't grow more hair, I don't think. It just turned into sweat energy. And because what is sweat? But like an excess, well, it's also to cool your body down. You can think of it as an excess of heat. And atomic energy is measured, or heat is actually measured by how much agitation the electron has, how much is spinning around. The faster it spins, the hotter it is. That's why light is light. That's why the sun, heat and stuff like that. It's very fast. Very fast. So I just got all the sweat coming out because I had to change form somehow. And I did feel a little bit better. I did feel much calmer. My body was like, oh. Like the inflammation had like gone down a little bit. I was like, oh. Anyway. Yeah, and a bowl gets you feeling some type of way, right? It's not like a poop your pants kind of way. It's like a real nice kind of way, right? What is sweat? What is reality? It's all speculative. And Jesus is speculative. Think how speculative Jesus is. Or at least, not Jesus like the idea, but Jesus like this bullshit version of Jesus, Like, and then there was Jesus, Throw that one out. And that's just a control mechanism. But the idea of Jesus, the idea of love. Yeah, we're talking about Jesus because Easter's tomorrow. That's right. The idea of perfect love casting out all fear. And what is love but acceptance of all? No judgment. Which is why people were like, yeah, Jesus is cool. He doesn't judge me. He just loves me. It doesn't matter what I do. He's just like, yo, bro. It's cool. He's like, don't be a dick, And then there was Jesus. Jesus represents love. So how do you want something without wanting? You can't. Any want puts you outside of your moment. Any want puts you outside of having. The energy, the actual energy that you put out of wanting, oh, I just want this thing. Sometimes you get the thing, sometimes you don't. But it's all a shit show, you never know. Because all that knowing is nothing more than the ego. And then there was Brenda and Caitlin saying the exact same thing, you weirdos. What frequency is that bowl? That is a good question. This bowl is a relative frequency of 433. It could be 432, which is the frequency of the Earth, but my spectrum analyzer said that it was, in the actual spectrum analyzer, I ran it on to see what frequency it was 433. Relative frequency. Because when I ding it, it's actually a little faster. And then it like mellows out. That's that high pitch sound you hear first, and then it mellows. And then it starts to lower the frequency as the oscillation of it, the vibration of it slows. It slows down, and you can't hear it anymore. That's why, let's talk about frequencies. High pitch frequencies are very high. Those little upper frequencies. Think of a speaker. You know how it has the big fat speaker, the little speaker, and then the little teeny tweeter speaker? Or like sound systems, you know. Big old fat speakers on the bottom for the low frequencies. That frequency, like the bandwidth of the frequency, the bandwidth, if you've ever heard of bandwidth, is actually how big the frequency is in actual meters, feet, you know? I mean, you could read about this stuff in my favorite ham radio technician's class handbook. You can read all about frequencies. They're neat. Caitlin, just download a Spectrum Analyzer app. Just look on the App Store and look Spectrum Analyzer. I'm glad you know the do. I get distracted on whatever I was talking about. So let's talk about the frequency of Jesus, right? If it's all just frequencies, then we got the low frequencies and the high frequencies. And that's just a representation of frequencies. The lower the frequency is, like you hear this thing, but then it fades off into nothingness. Because it stops oscillating at a particular rate that is going to agitate the air molecules enough to actually hit the little microphone in here to translate to digital analog conversion, to send it through space, to send it back to you, to then re-amplify it to be a particular frequency that your ego can understand. So then it goes outside of the range of human hearing. You can't hear it anymore. Or over the range of human hearing. Dogs can hear it. Little high-pitched frequency. And those frequencies actually are not only the oscillation per second, but a hertz is created by the bandwidth, like the height of the frequency. So think of a low frequency speaker. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's actually creating a really very huge sound wave. It's not that huge. It's not like ultra low frequency huge. It's just in the range of human hearing. It's about 17 meters high. Is about 40 hertz, I believe, which is about the range that you can hear down to. And then after that, you sort of feel it. You don't hear it. You're just like, ugh, I feel like I'm gonna shit. It's like it's rattling in your bones, but you don't hear it. Your eardrum cannot translate that data into your brain. The eardrum's connected to the bone that pokes you in the brain. 42 hertz, yeah, it's about 40 hertz or somewhere that the humans can hear down to. Everybody has a little bit different range of what we are able to pick up, you know. You're thinking of 62, 44 Skywalker. Oh, we weren't talking about, Cliff wasn't talking about the frequency. Was it 88? Nice. Interesting. Higher frequency means higher bandwidth, which means more telepathy. The bandwidth is the amplitude of the frequency, how high it is, like how much bandwidth. The frequency is how many times per given second that it oscillates. Which is a shit show anyway, because the second was made up. It's a concept. Like, when did the second start? Right? Like, what's a second? And we're trying to figure all this shit out? And that's the original sin. Thinking, oh, I know. It's this way and not that way. When the atomic nature of reality is the possibility of everything. And God is all of the things. He's the plant. He's the wall. He's the dinger and the ringer. He is the way that you feel. He is the lightness and dark and all of it. You're hearing God. You are hearing Spirit. You are Spirit. And that's why every time somebody tries to be all like, get more spiritual, you gotta love Jesus more, otherwise you're not okay. You gotta do more spiritual shit. It is taking it away from a rival of being that. To think that you are anything different than that. To think that you are anything outside of perfection. To think that you are anything out, that something is wrong with you. Because you are perfection in the moment that you're in. Sometimes we perceive it as dark. Sometimes we perceive of it as light. Just like this shirt details all of it. It just is. And your pain of your human experience comes from thinking that you have to be one way or the other. And you just are. Does he give people ADHD? Because I'm not a fan. Who, Jesus? Wait. Telepathy games? Better than Netflix. Forced faith, yeah. And here's faith. What is faith but believing? Believing in things unseen. You believe in the sound waves because you hear it. So that's kind of like cheating, you know. You don't see it, but you hear it. You perceive it through your ego. But faith is nothing more than quantum manipulation, as if we're talking about it on egoic terms of the human experience. Because when you expect something to be a way, that's exactly when all the subatomic particles arrange themselves into a particular configuration to create the actual atomic field of the electron. If you've ever looked into subatomic particles and the quantum stuff. Holy shitballs, it's already 9:23, 9:24. So when you expect something to be a certain way, everything we can tell in quantum experiments, the outcome of anything, of the scientists, they expect it to be, well, okay, this is going to be the outcome, then it's that way. And another guy's like, well, I think it's probably going to be this way, then it's that way. Because damn those little subatomic particles. They can quantum tunnel. They can be here, and they can be here. And they didn't move from here to here like my finger. They were here, and then they were motherfucking here. And they can spin this way, and they can spin that way all at the same time. Same time. It's a real shit show. It's so far outside of the comprehension of the ego that we just... Everybody is like, all right, God. Cool. Like, we'll try to figure this out. But every figuring is just another religion to say, this is the way it is. Is another matter of ego. Jesus is God, just like you are God. Absolutely, you're right. You are correct. Because you are a part of the whole. You are a drop in the ocean. Though you are a drop in the ocean, your concept of being separate from the whole is the original sin. Song about Buddha wasn't a Christian, but Christ would have made a pretty good Buddhist. Yeah, probably good. But even Buddhism is like, I love the teaching of what was the monk, the Buddhist guy that told all of his followers, he's like, if you see the Buddha on the road, kill him. And it's like, you see any of these ideas put in a book, written down to say this is the way it is, kill it. Because that's not it. The concept that it must be this way to be is exactly the original sin. And just as I am preaching against religions, Stephen John 3:16, Jesus was also into that shit. He was like, any of your concepts of the way it should be are the things that separate you from the whole. And I and the Father am one. I am here in all of this, as the drop is in the ocean, making it the whole ocean. It is nothing but your conceptual understanding, your ego, your demand on the way this should be, which is always a matter of fear. And if we take a look at the Bible here, which you love so much, let's go ahead and turn to 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves punishment. And the one who fears is not perfected in love. So all of those thoughts of hell and punishment, of this loving Father that's going to damn you to eternity if you don't do something the right way, all your concepts, they were programmed into you by Rome to get you to pay your taxes. Jesus wasn't talking about that. He had a different vibe. He was love, which is acceptance. Yeah, no man come to the Father but me. So he's saying the example of his beingness. He's saying, come follow me. Do this. Embodiment. There he is right there. I hear him. God himself. Yeah, peace, love, and trail mix with the dark chocolate bits. I'm into the milk chocolate, honestly. I'm more into that. Not the M&Ms though, you know? Yeah, it got distorted along the line because it was fucking Roman Empire. Why do you think that none of the Eastern traditions have anything to do with that bullshit? Because they weren't part of the empire. You ever watch Star Wars? Like, choking people and stuff? Like, that was the dark part. And Jesus was fighting against it. That's why the fucking Romans killed him. They were like, we can't do this. We can't do love. People don't pay their taxes. We don't have control over people if they love each other. We don't have control over people when people accept everybody as is and we can't keep them fighting anymore. So they killed him. And what was the only crime punishable by crucifixion? If you look at history and study Roman tabla, witchcraft. And why do you think all the Gnostic stuff got suppressed? Ooh, all the energy work and witchcraft. Ooh, scary shit. And why do you think Western culture has villainized all of that? Because of Rome, you dumbass. Jeez. Read a book. Not the Bible. You read that enough. It distracts you. Because that's literally put there by the people that wanted to control you. And they're still controlling you through their fear. Jesus wasn't even Jesus. It was Josh. Just a dude named Josh. If we're actually going to do like an English translation, Yeshua. Josh. It's a dude named Josh. Hey, Josh. You're a nice guy. You embody love. You embody the Spirit of Christ, which has been embodied by many, 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 many people throughout history. Did you not hear anything? You know what the occult is? By the way, that's spelled with an O, occult. Look up right now. Do yourself a favor. Look up the definition of a cult. You have a programmed fear of a cult. The definition of a cult, you ready for this, guys? Secret teachings. Oh, shit! Don't look at the secret teachings. Don't look at anything outside of this. That's a secret teachings. This is the way, the truth, the life. This is it. You'll go to hell. This is the infallible word of God. If you don't believe in this one, don't look at any secret teachings. That's what a cult means. I'm always high. And not on substances, just on life. And I love it, and it's great. Ding. So chill out. It's totally fine to be high on life. The bunnies, that's all a cult. That's all paganism. You're going to celebrate Easter tomorrow. The whole Roman fucking church, the Vatican is built on the primary worshiping site of paganism. They wiped out all the religions at the time, and they came up with one mega religion because everyone was fucking illiterate and they didn't have the internet. High on education. Thank you, Brenda. That's great. I'm high on education and I'm fired up. And also very calm. Because I love you and I accept you and your idiocy. Because it's all part of it. You gotta be an idiot for somebody to be not an idiot. You know? It's the lightness and dark thing. And an idiot is not, I'm not saying it in any bad way, it's just uneducated. Like you're not educated. The occult is Hollywood. The holy... Bro, look up the definition in the fucking dictionary. Just like Google search right now and be like, hey Siri, what does a cult mean? And it's going to be like, oh, it means secret teachings. Your feelings, the concept, just like you feel love as a concept in your body, the concept of a cult has been programmed into you to feel that way when all it means is secret teachings. Because of course, the guys that put this together are going to say, don't look at anything outside of that. Don't look at anything outside of this one book here, which is just a whole bunch of writings from different people that doesn't actually make sense if you look at it. And they had to do it 3 different times. And in fact, this version of it right here, the New American Standard Version, is just an English translation of the original Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic. Like you're not even reading the Bible. The Bible exists in the Vatican, which was built on the primary worshiping site for paganism. And tomorrow on Easter, with all the fucking Easter bunnies and worship of spring, it's literally a pagan holiday that they took over and they said, hey, we're going to do this here on this time. We're going to make this all make sense. We're going to put it together. We're going to compile and edit this shit to get everybody to believe in it, to say, okay, I know all you pagans are pissed right now because we're wiping out your religion at the time. But hey, we're going to give you a little nod. We'll put some fucking bunnies in there. Hooray! And then you've been programmed, like it says right at Sunday school, you've been programmed from the inception. No, Jesus wasn't a false prophet. He was love. The people that framed Jesus, the people that killed him, the Romans that killed Jesus, that wrote the fucking Holy Bible, framed the guy. He was perfection. He was the embodiment of love. Bro, just look outside. Literally, we're not ignorant any longer. What in the actual fuck are you talking about? Right? I can't even do... I shit myself. I gotta go pee, guys. I can't handle this. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, God. I'm gonna take a breath. Guys, I'm not even ready to come back yet. I gotta calm down. I gotta just keep talking amongst yourselves. I'm gonna make some tea. I'm just all worked up, you know? That's not love. I guess it's love. Jesus wouldn't fuck shit up in the temple. He was like, look at this. Look at this bullshit. Everybody's trying to collect your money. Made a cat of nine tails, went and kicked ass. He was like, fuck your machine. Like, I'm over this shit. God damn. Really? You're going to drive me to drink more tea because I really don't like alcohol very much at all. It just makes me feel funny. But I'm probably going to start on some of this chamomile rose tea here, right? This is what you've done to me, you bastard. I'm going to drink this stuff and just bring it down a little bit, you know? That smells good. Ooh, honestly. Look, I don't work for this company, Tea Republic, Republic of Tea. But this is collagen promoting. I'm gonna get some collagen. Calming chamomile, that's good. I need that. Hydrating hibiscus flower. I love hibiscus. This company makes some really bangers of teas, you know? Like all of them that I bought. I bought all of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And they're so good. Like, this is like Jesus Christ in a can. You know what I'm saying? You'll really feel the love of Christ pulsing through your veins if you drink this tea. I don't even work for the company. Somebody tag them. Give me a sponsorship. Have them send me tea. I'll drink the shit out of it. All night. Like, I will drink it passionately. You know, every sip, I will, like, feel it just go right into my soul. Oh, God. Did John 3:16 calm down yet? I can't look at the comments. I can't look at a single one. Okay, I'll look. I can calm down. Hot water is getting hot. There is electrical energy going into an element of metal. I can't remember what that particular alloy is called. The heating element. I think it starts with a T, not tungsten, something else. But it creates a circuit through it, right? And then it heats up. And all of that electrical energy, which is from some burning some coal somewhere off in Nevada or something like that comes to me, heats up. And it transfers its energy to that little teapot, you know? And it goes right into the water molecules and heats them all up like this. Agitates those little molecules. It's really fascinating stuff. Okay, well, I'm calm enough. What are you guys talking about? They're tea bags, right? They're delicious. You like loose tea? Okay, look. If you're into loose leaf, like, you're far superior than I am. I just like throwing a little tea bag in there and calling it done, you know? Brian, you're still here? Tell me a fucking joke, dude. I need to calm down. All right, chamomile hibiscus. Work your witchcraft on me. Now, honestly, like, what is the witchcraft of this tea but not witchcraft? It's hermetical wisdom. It's herbalism. It's a cult. This is a cult tea. Secret teachings. Ooh, titanium? No, not titanium. It's a particular alloy. Titanium is an alloy. Metallurgy is fascinating. If you guys have ever studied that, it's really cool stuff. Because there's only so many elements, you know? Periodic table of the elements. And they all happen from the atomic structure. I mean, if you ever looked at how those elements start off, it's just a bunch of little buzzing atoms with nothingness. Okay, gotta Take a breath. I'm going to just read all of these comments in love. Jesus, come into my heart, please, for real, like the Spirit of Christ within me. So I can just be love in these comments. Like, that's asking Jesus into your heart. Because if we're really going to talk about it on a theological perspective, if you read the Bible, if you actually read the Bible and study it, Jesus is at the right hand of the Father. He ascended to heaven. That was the whole shit show of him turning into a beam of light and quantum tunneling into heaven somewhere in this like magical place that doesn't exist. If you actually read the Bible, you would understand that he is at the right hand of the Father. And that there will be a second coming where he's going to come down kicking ass on a white horse and be like shooting lasers out of his dick and stuff like that, which is just so dumb. Like, somebody was definitely on mushrooms when they wrote that one up. God. Okay. But then I'm like, okay, may the attitude of Christ, may the Spirit of Christ, may the embodiment of love like come into me right now so I can just read these comments and not shit myself. Yeah, it really got me going tonight, guys. Upstate New York, good. Yes, I'm ready for this. Okay, thank you, dude. You said it, man. Okay, in their defense, parents meant for the best. Yeah, true. Wait, what are you guys talking about? You don't even know what Jesus taught, Stephen John 3:16. He taught love. And your dogmas have nothing to do with that. That was the exact same thing he came here to destroy. But isn't ready for this, all right. Upstate, good. Good, we're talking about nice, pleasant places. Northern VT, oh, where's VT? That's, Vermont. Thank you, Daniel. Drink some tea. It's cooking right now. It's doing its witchcraft. Loose leaf tea, back, okay. Leaf for bags, yeah. So, we did little bags. Here, see this? Ow, fuck. Just dunking it. Chamomile. Use your witchcraft to just get this anger off of me. And what is frustration, right? What is anger? This feeling in my body of like, I'm going to kick somebody's ass. What is that but just a different neural reception based on my concept and my thought process? And what is my concept or thought process is demanding that somebody be a different way? Which is not love. Which is why I had to ask Jesus back into my heart real quick, you know? Like, okay, Jesus, Spirit of Christ, like the idea of it, the embodiment of it. No man comes to the Father but through me, the embodiment of the attitude of the Spirit of it. To be loved so I can read these comments without shitting myself. Okay. If the world is run by Illuminati elites, sure, why not? Just fuck them, though. Do your thing. Okay, we're going to do some tea. We are vicariously enjoying the tea. I'm passionately eating a ham tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I want some ham. Oh, that sounds so good. All right. I believe there's a special energy in the word and it's complete opposite of God's energy. What? Of what? No, don't get me started. But God created the world, right, Lisa? Okay. It's a lunar moon on Easter tomorrow. You know what that means? Werewolf Jesus. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. I did get a haircut. You like it? I asked the lady, I was like, look, I want the mullet flowing in the wind, you know? She had different ideas, though. And it's shorter than I was. She's like, I'm just going to cut off your dead ends. That's always code for I'm going to cut your mullet down so it's not as majestic as it was. This little bitch. Like, I was like, look, I want it to be like business on the sides, a little bit of a party on top, and an absolute fucking rager in the back. And she just... You know? Just didn't work out. Okay, how much for a meet and greet? Would you be down? Well, I love meat. I don't eat a lot of it, though. Okay, where are we at? I don't even know what we're talking about, guys. Pink full moon. God's energy, everything is. Yeah, here he is right here. Ready? This is only one spectrum of his energy, but there he is. If life gives you melons, you're probably dyslexic. That was good. That was real good. That tickled me in my little tickle spots, you know? Okay. I got this, guys. Hit the bell. Out of 35 of us, what can we all agree on? I'm here for a bit of peace before bed. I like your style. He's waking up inside us with a new human perspective, I think. Yeah. That is the Spirit of Christ. Like, to come to life. To give up all that bullshit. To become new. Raising from dead to life. Being emotionally dead, of closed, of this, you know, this fucking sucks. To being, oh, here I am in love. Love your videos. Keep doing your thing. Bro, let me on live. I understand that. Wait, do you have 1,000 followers? We'll go live. Oh, you do have 1,000 followers. Oh, man. I can't tonight, dude. I can't, Steven. I will. Okay. Chakra Jive. Chakra Jive. Give me your joke. What do you call a deer with no eyes? Oh, boy. Feel the anger, Daniel. It's okay. And no idea. Stop. Just stop. Don't stop. But stop. Okay. This is my Jesus mug. Don't be a dick. Right? Keeps me in the Jesus mode. The cult isn't necessarily witchcraft. Don't strawman me, bro. Just look in a dictionary. Just look in a dictionary. It literally just means secret teachings. And your feelings of a word create what it means to you. And your feelings have literally been genetically programmed into you through your line, just like all of your other feelings, just like your face has been programmed into you. Like, just your feelings of tribalism and nationalism have been programmed into you. And all of that is not love. All of that is fear that it has to be this way or that way. And it's non-acceptance. That's not what Jesus was talking about. No idea. Just stay with the no idea, Daniel. Okay. Josh would laugh. Oh, okay, yeah, got me. Okay, wait. Zombie Jesus versus werewolf Jesus? I like werewolf Jesus way better. Zombie Jesus just got so overdone with Walking Dead and stuff. It's just, seriously, it's like, how many seasons of zombies can you have before it's like, okay, I'm tired of the zombies. Let's get some werewolf Jesus in this bitch, you know? Just remember that. You're talking about how you know about Jesus and calling him werewolf Jesus. Yeah, I will remember that. Because I think Jesus would be cracking up about werewolf Jesus, because your idea of Jesus and how it has to be a certain way is the opposite of love. So Jesus would be like, bro, I want a werewolf Jesus t-shirt. I will do what I do. Thank you. Well, goody you won't. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep doing what I do. Josh would laugh at all of this. He is laughing at all this because he's in my heart, you know? Choose Easter violence. It's horrible. I choose Easter violence. The hertz of the bell is at approximately 433. Relative hertz. Because it oscillates a little bit. It's a bandwidth octave. It goes a little bit higher and a little bit lower, but then it kind of settles into about 433. Once you admit you have no idea, then you'll be open to understanding. Then why are you trying to throw your ideas on me, dude? How old do you think the earth is? Oh, very old. Very, very old. Okay, cool. You guys are making him sweat. You're making Jesus, the werewolf Jesus, sweat. Because he's got all that fur on him, you know? He gets all sweaty in there. Poor Jesus. What if Jesus was lucid and we are infinite and no one wins good over evil, evil over good? Lucifer. Yeah, I'm just going to skip down to the end of these comments here. Let's see. Kleptomaniacs. Don't get hyperbole. They take everything literally. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for that. I appreciate you being here. What is it called Christ consciousness, even completely outside of Christianity? Why is it called Christ consciousness? It's like the attitude of Christ. It's the beingness of no one comes to the Father but through this attitude of love, of that modeling, that embodiment. And the man Josh embodied that, and Osiris embodied that before Josh, and multiple characters through history embodied that spirit of Christ before Josh, who we will celebrate using pagan traditions tomorrow. Oh, werewolf Jesus. People misinterpret Jesus' teachings. Yeah, well, that's the thing. This entire thing right here is a misinterpretation of Jesus' teachings. Because this was put together by Rome, the empire, the bad guys. Jesus was a rebel. He was fighting against them. They're the same guys that killed Jesus, like compiled and edited this. The same guys that killed Jesus and crucified him for witchcraft, which was the only thing that you could crucify somebody for back then under Roman tabula. Right in the middle of the empire, right at their strength. You know, it's not like they're going to fuck around with their law system. They put this together. So don't, this one's not, I mean, this ham radio technicians class, FCC Element 2 amateur radio license preparation for the exam is more accurate of Jesus' teachings than whatever was in the other one. So, question, what do you call a deer with 20/20 vision? A good-eyed deer. You can stay. Home for Easter is going to a fundamental service tomorrow with the fam. Any tips? Oh, take some mushrooms. Sarah and I were gonna go to an Easter service tomorrow at a bullshit church with her family, and we're gonna take some mushrooms. But she just had a moment. She's like, I don't want to do that. She's like, I love like the Spirit of Christ. She's like, I want to go. And I was like, let's not go to the stupid church. Let's go to a stupid church another day and see it for all the falsity that it is, you know. Let's go to a good one. So we're going to go to a Universalist church and just kind of like vibe out and be love and celebrate the attitude of Christ on mushrooms. I used to be into astrology. All right, cool. Well, here's how astrology works. You ready for this? What if Jesus and Lucifer are both infinite and good doesn't win over bad? Yeah, right? That was the whole like the whole Josh thing and Lucifer thing. But it's like this shirt. It's like darkness and light. You can't have one without the other. But the attitude of Christ in your heart is love, and that's a different thing. I don't want to talk about how astrology works. Sending good vibes. Grateful for you. I'm glad you're here, Grunge Goblin. God, I love that name. Look at you all smoky-eyed and grungy. No bio. I'm gonna follow you. You look cool. My Jesus looks like a green Bob Ross with 3 eyes and 8 arms. Right? What's that one from that one religion? The big old spaghetti monster? Somebody, just to like fuck with the system, what is that religion called? They made up this whole big religion and like got it recognized by the U.S. government, and they worship this flying spaghetti monster. What is it called? You mean runes? No, ruins. This comment section are ruins. Oh, I bought my friend an elephant for his room. He said, thanks. I said, don't mention it. Can I be Jesus? Yeah. Well, you can't be Josh. You died. But you can assume the attitude of Christ. You can be that. You can be love. No man comes to the Father, the all, everything, but through me, through the attitude of Christ. Of love. And perfect love casts out all fear. Like, wasn't anybody paying attention when he was saying this shit? I don't think so. Yeah, Brenda, get some mushrooms in your life. This is definitely the best part of my day. Me too. Trip's right now, and the vibes are amazing. Nice. Good job. Pastafarian. Yes, Pastafarianism. Look, if you guys want to follow a religion, follow Pastafarianism. I don't know anything about it, but just the fact that... Okay, do you believe in astrology is different than what we think, just like the extra months we have in a year? Okay, right. Here's astrology for you. This is how astrology works. Anybody that says it has to be like this and creates like these dogmas about it, like that takes you out of connectionness. That takes you out of oneness, of being one with God, of being in the kingdom, of nirvana, of Zen, whatever the fuck, of arrival. But it's just magnets, right? If you gotta look at it in that way. You are an electromagnetic structure. All of your atoms are all spinning around with little electrons, which creates an electromagnetic field, which sticks to each other, which creates all the little elements of the building blocks of you, which then, through your consciousness, makes cells and things like that. Boop, 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 and there's you. Ta-da, motherfuckers. It's you. Right? But on the building blocks, you're still this electromagnetic being. And you got a bunch of big magnets in space, big old ones flying around there. And so you could look at astrology and it's like, what's your sun sign? Oh, it's I'm a Pisces. That's my sun sign. That has kind of the primary energy of what defines my character in this human experience. Well, yeah, the biggest fucking magnet out in space is the sun. Right? And then what's your moon sign? Ooh, that's important. How you handle things emotionally, Yeah, well, the moon is the second closest big-ass magnet in space, jacking your electromagnetic structure around. Right? And then it goes out from there. 12 different houses. Yati-da-ti-da. Depends on exactly where you were in the universe at the time. So it's literally just magnets. Right? There's no fucking magic about it. You're just getting yanked this way and that through the electromagnetic pole and the feelings of you. How you feel. Because what is a feeling? It's the same as... I have a feeling of moving my hand right now. Look at that. See that? See that hand moving? My fingers wiggling around? I am feeling that. I'm not thinking that. I'm not going like, okay, finger, move. Like, that's real slow. But just doing that is like a feeling. My arm's just doing it. Oh, it's a feeling. It is an electromagnetic impulse from my mind hole over to my hand hole, or my hand thing. And so all of the feelings of you, how you feel, is relative to astrology because you got a bunch of big magnets in space yanking you around. So don't take it so seriously. Just be like, oh, it's just magnets in space. And what do you think when something's in retrograde? That means a planet is behind another planet and there is an increased magnetic pull. You ever stack magnets up? I don't know what the mathematical equation of it is, but it's exponential. So yeah, when something's in retrograde, you're like, oh, I really feel this way. And it kind of yanks you over here. Yanks you off the way you normally feel, being an electromagnetic being. So don't take it so seriously, Thanks to the bunny. Thanks for your pagan witchcraft, Lisa. No, you make me. Yep. I'm watching this live from a different galaxy. Yeah, sure. Anybody can. Whatever your perspective is. That creates your you-ness. Where's Ryan? I want to see how his first date went last night. Where the fuck is Ryan? We're just holes in things. Yeah. Sure, sounds like that makes sense. Yeah. Can you yodel for me? I don't know how to yodel. Sounds like fun, though. Yodel. I can't. I don't know how to yodel. I feel like I'd be like, just try it. Yodel, yodel, hee-hoo. God, how you doing? I don't really know, honestly. I feel like I'm like, it's a cultural appropriation, you know? If I go yodeling over here, then it's like people who are really into yodeling, it's like, Daniel, that's not very sensitive. It's not sensitive to the yodelers. Do you think consciousness is physical? I mean, if you want it to be. Is it perfect yodel? I feel like I really like kind of culturally appropriated the yodel, you know? Hope you have a blessed resurrection day. I will have a blessed resurrection day. On this day, as every other day, I don't have to worship it on a pagan holiday. I have to just be new in every moment. To be brought to life in every moment. To drop all the bullshit. To breathe in the good shit. And voila. It's Easter every day, bitches. Go worship a bunny. You met me in person randomly. Yeah, Maddie, what's up? You were awesome, dude. Maddie was like, I love your videos, on the other side of the street, right over by the little chapel of awareness. On whatever streets those are. 2nd and, or was that 1st Street? And I was like, I love your videos. No, I didn't say that. I don't know. Saw, dude! Spaceman's here. Paul, what's up? Yo, new profile image of a motorcycle. Did you get a new motorcycle yet? Or are you still healing up from that crash? That was good. It's what I am. Catch you later. Get out of here. Get out. Go to sleep. I'm sorry it's not like all zen time right now, but okay, let's all hug it up. What's good, Ed? Brian needs a hug. Come on. I love you guys. I'm actually intentionally projecting hug feelings out at you, even though it's digital. So that digital analog conversion process is gonna get you. Yeah. This pic is me at the track. Ooh, that's your track? That's you on the track right now? Rad. Yeah, send Dublin Chat some love. Give me some love. Everybody who's been hanging out, you know how to do it. Bend some quantum field for each other. Assume the attitude of Christ. Generate love, which casts out all fear. Have zero fear of loving each other. Create the somatic sensation of love, the feeling, and send that bitch out. Get them. Just get them. You know? You don't have to have any fear about it. Just fuck that shit up. You know what I mean? I felt the hugs. I'm glad you're there. Yeah. Right? Let's talk about feelings, you know? Like, and not love like Disney princess bullshit, but that feeling of like, oh, I'm seen, I'm accepted, I'm held. Whatever that is, whatever that egoic concept is that creates that sensation of oneness. It's a good feeling. It's center. You're welcome for the hugs. Hugs are free. I met another really cool gal on the street today. I don't remember her name. Kendra, maybe? Kendall? Super sweet little young gal. She's like, oh my God, you're the TikTok. I was talking to Tiny Tammy. I could tell she was like waiting to talk to me. But I was in it with Tiny Tammy, you know. Having a little chat about what, I don't even know. I don't know what Tiny Tammy's talking about most of the time. Her brain's all over the place, but I just love her, you know. You know, honestly, I have to like assume the attitude of Christ of like full acceptance sometimes to like talk with her because she smells like piss so bad sometimes. It's just like overwhelming, and I'm like, no, this is a person right here. Love this person. Just so they're in a wheelchair, you know. Anyway, this gal was like, you're the TikTok guy. And I was like, I'm the TikTok guy, yeah. I'll be that archetype if you need. Turns out she's a TikTok girl and she does all this cool like self-love stuff. She's great. Sister, if you're on here, you should definitely say hi so we can all follow you. Here's a pic of me with Ram. That's me in the corner. Oh yeah. That's me in the corner. It's true that I'll say you got a motorcycle day next week. I don't know all your references. If you're making TV references and pop culture references, I'm the wrong guy for that. I've not had a TV since 1998, and I've watched some shows. Got them on like Amazon Prime and things like that. A few that I enjoy. Most of them suck. I just get so bored. I'll try to watch something and I'm like, this sucks. Yeah, get rid of your TV, dude. It's just programming bullshit. It keeps you away from love. It keeps you away from being. Like, that's energy, too. You know, same way you, like, look at this energy here, and you're like, wow, this guy loves me. Wow, neat. You know, it feels good. But they'll do the other stuff, you know, the little programming bitch. Gets you all worked up. Like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? Keeps you hooked. Keeps you fighting. Keeps the advertisers making money. I mean, that's really why they do it. It's like, just follow the money. They gotta keep you worked up. Because they don't have anybody on their networks that's just gonna love you, you know, so you gotta come here for that. It's like the opposite. It's just put it down. Oh, your subconscious knows all of it. Every little bit of it. Because what is your subconscious but connected to all? And the more you put your mind down, the more you feel into it, the more you know your own truth. And the more you get worked up into some way of being, the more it blocks out everything else. And all that worked up is nothing but your ego and your concepts of the way that it should be. You just gotta let all that go. You gotta lose your mind to be. We were talking about a feeling. We were talking about Jesus. Or Josh. Christ. More accurately. The attitude of that, of love, of acceptance. That perfect love casting out all fears. That's just a feeling. It has nothing to do with your concept. Oh, your subconscious is way smarter. Just look at your brain waves. I mean, we just look at that on a Western scale. Science, you know? Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, theta. I talk about it all the time. Your alpha brainwaves are where your consciousness resides. The stuff you're thinking about. The rest of that 90% of your motherfucking experience is your feelings. And that's just a very finite scale. They haven't even developed the rest of the instruments to detect. Dude, that's how I ended up falling into like deep spirituality, was studying ham radio, which is why I always pull that little technician's guidebook out. Because I was looking at the energy spectrum and how it's all chopped up for all these different, like, to make radio work. And I was like, you can't even, the electromagnetic spectrum is so much bigger than this. You can't even put it on paper, and it goes back into itself. And it was like this vision of the toroidal field of energy that keeps going right back in, which is the same way from every single little thing, every atom, every unus. It just goes right back into itself. So your experience is where you put your focus. Your perspective, your mindset. You say, this is the way it is. Then you're either in that center of heart space, of love, acceptance, not judging yourself, not judging others, in freedom. Or you can be anywhere on the spectrum, anywhere. You can be an absolute shit, misery. You're like, look at me in this shit. But it's the same as being in the middle. Being free. It's just a mindset, it's a perspective. Yeah, I don't really dig the production of it. I mean, just follow the money, honestly. Like, whoever owns the networks, the people that are doing the programming. Why do you think it's called programming? Now back to our regularly scheduled program. It's right in front of your face. And you keep buying it. Meanwhile, the guys in the little dark room smoking the cigars, doing the moo-ha-ha laugh. You know, those guys. Like, look at these fucking idiots. They're still gonna buy this toothpaste. They're still gonna buy these chips that we tell them to buy. Meanwhile, all that shit has the chemicals in it that keep you suppressed, keep you not feeling the whole. Then you get sick and they go, oh, then buy this medicine. Oh, I'll buy the medicine. It's a brilliant scheme, if you ask me. Like, oh, social media is totally drugs, and it's the downfall of our society. Totally, absolutely. Look at everybody. I work with people all day long in emotional alchemy that are disconnected. Every single like hot Instagram chick I've dated is a mess. It's an absolute crying in the shower mess. I was always like, calm the fuck down. Like, stop trying to present yourself in such a way. You're driving yourself crazy. To think, oh, I have to present myself in such a way. I can't just be. I mean, they're cute. Don't get me wrong. But just understand that advertising is playing on your neurochemistry. So don't forget to turn that shit off and go take a breath, you know? Go sniff a tree or something. Go talk to somebody in real life. Go outside. Doesn't matter. Everybody's feeling the same feelings as you. It's just your perspective. It says, oh, this is right and this is wrong. Everybody's scared, you know? 6 months without, that's solid. Yeah, you'll get nice and connected. And it's ironic as a a TikTok creator, like, yeah, turn your shit off. Go turn your shit off. I come on here because that's where you are. You know, I have to fight my own urges to like look at the phone, get another dopamine kick. It's like I understand what's going on in my neurochemistry, and still I feel it. I feel that urge. And the second I fall into the trap of like, oh, I'm gonna do something that people want to see. Oh, it's fucked. Then I'm not happy. So that's just why I do whatever I want. And what's great about that is it's authentic. And then you guys are like, wow, there's something new and authentic. I like that. Go figure. Guys, it's almost 10:20. And you know what happens at 10:20? I get the urge to call Sarah. The lovely Sarah. Oh, Queen of the Daisies. Oh man, it just really gives me a tingle. I love it. But it's still 10:19 right now, so everything's cool. So we can do whatever we want at this moment, because it's not that 10:20 moment yet. What's the e-bike brand called again, Daniel? That is the one I ride is the Rad Power Rad Runner. Rad Power makes some great bikes. Go play some Minecraft. That's a pretty fun game. I play with my kids every now and then. Oh, it's 10:20. I have the urge to call Sarah. The lovely Sarah. All right, guys, remember, don't be a dick. It's Easter tomorrow, right? Go worship some pagan tradition, the bunnies and stuff. And while you're eating your ham, who's Sarah? The lovely Sarah, Queen of the Daisies, Queen of my heart. The embodiment of love, an actual saint. Like truly, everything that I've read about saints. Oh, the point of Easter is a system of political control. Is to say, okay, pagans, we'll give you a little nod to paganism. But you got to like do this thing so you don't go to hell. And by the way, part of this thing is to pay your taxes. And that same programming, the whole media thing, you know. Don't get me started. Anyway, Sarah, let's talk about Sarah, the embodiment of love. Oh, let me get the picture. The lovely Sarah. Oh! Look at this. You see that love like beaming out of her? She is the embodiment. Like she is an example. She is the Spirit of Christ. Mwah! It's a cute little thing. But it's what's in her heart, you know? Who she is as a person really gets me going. Sometimes I have to like, I mean, we could be talking to Tiny Tammy on the street, and I'm like, babe, we gotta go. Tiny Tammy's always gonna be in her misery. We love her, and we allow her to be. Let's go look at this rose bush, you know? But man, you called your Sarah up a little bit ago. She hung up on you. Well, all right. How are you going to love your Sarah? Because love is acceptance. And if you're demanding that person to be anything different, that is not love. Rad Runner, you got it. That's the bike. And so we say, oh, you have to love me this way. You have to. And then that's a judgment. It makes people feel bad. And then they hang up on you. So, if you want to be love, you have to be love, not to demand love. You tracking? It's important, because we fuck it up if we don't. Because love is acceptance, and perfect love casts out all fear. It's a tough cookie to swallow. But, you know, it's Easter, so might as well have some fucking Easter cookies, huh? It's just part of life. All right, everybody. Your live is called Who is Jesus? Am I a believer? I believe in all the things. All of them. All of the things. Thoughts on tattoos? Stop it. I think they're fucking awesome. Now you can definitely get some really shitty tattoo ink in your system, which is going to mess you up. It's got some heavy metals and things like that, which engage with a whole lot of other stuff in your neurochemistry. So just make sure you got some good ink in you if you're going to put ink in you. But, I don't know, I think tattoos are sick. I've been in this town for like 4 years, I think. I've been in the San Diego area my whole life. My parents raised me here. But Encinitas specifically, about 4 years. Since maybe 5, I don't know. Since like the wife left and stuff and the business crashed. I just had to move out of the area I was in, you know. Thoughts on buttercups? I think the flower or like the candy or like, I think it's a flower. I love flowers, really do. I think they're beautiful. But I gotta go to bed after I called the lovely Sarah. Oh, the lovely Sarah. Queen of the daisies. Everybody, it's been fun. Make sure you love Jesus. And when I say love Jesus, that you embody the Spirit of Christ. Because Jesus was just a man named Josh that the Romans killed for loving people. You know what I'm saying? If you could travel out of country vacation, where and why? I don't know. That just kicks ass. Like, I'm always like, why would I go anywhere else? This is awesome. But I don't know. I love southern Poland. I've been there. I've been around a lot of places. Sarah and I want to go do some India. Get immersed in that culture for like a month. Go wander. Angie, thank you. I'll keep doing it. I can't help it. You know? Glad you guys love the videos. Everybody, I want you to know that I love you dearly. Like, really, truly. Like, look in my eyes. I love you. You, and you, and you. All of you. All 25, 24. Well, whoever left, I love them too. But 23. Damn. Ooh. Ooh. You know? Some people can't handle love. Because love is acceptance. And if you can't accept yourself, then you're like, this guy's lying. Because it's just you. It's your perspective. Thank you for the hug back. Oh. I love you guys. Remember to be good to each other. Don't be a dick. It's kind of like the opposite of being good to each other. But being good to each other comes from a space of being good to you. Of being love. Of adopting the energy of Christ. Of being that. And remember, it's Easter tomorrow. No man comes to the Father but through me, through the attitude of Christ, the Spirit. Because that spirit of acceptance, of love, is oneness of the Father, of the whole. Voila! Magic. Which is why the Romans killed him. For witchcraft. Because he was up to magic. Anyway, enjoy your Easter ham. Have fun with your pagan traditions. Worshipping your bunnies and stuff like that. Your eggs. That's all paganism, in case you're wondering. And make sure you're real good to each other. That's all I ask.